Hi. I'm Chris Page. I'm good friends with most of the people that go to this church, and most of the people that here doesn't know what I've been through. Well, they can't hear? Oh, that's better. Can you guys hear me?
There we go.
All right, that works. Well, when I was younger, real young, before I grew up, I was into drugs. Lots of them. I did almost every drug but one, which was methamphetamine. Well, I decided it would be smart to mix two drugs. I mixed K2 with cocaine, and I think there was LSD laced in there. I overdosed for 30 seconds, or 30 minutes, somewhere around there. Anyways, through that 30 seconds or 30 minutes, I saw something that changed my life. I was sitting there, and my body was heading towards hell. And I could feel the fiery gates on me. I could feel them on the bottom of my feet and everything. And then right as soon as my feet touched the ground, I felt the heat, and I awoke. And well, that really changed my life, because without God, we're just sinners. And with sin, we ain't righteous. So ever since then, I've kind of took an oath to stay away from alcohol, stay away from drugs, and don't do something that'll hurt my temple. But it's hard being a young kid. I mean, I have my buddy Ricky over there. He helps me a lot when I have problems. Or Ken. Or Zach. But it's something that I would love to show little kids, like kids that are just now growing into teenage years, that when the devil comes to get you, you don't follow. I mean, I followed the devil for years, drinking, smoking drugs, snorting, doing all that stuff. And all it led was pain. And when I lost a couple of my family members because they thought what I was doing was wrong, and it stressed them out. I've been strung out before, and trust me, tripping out ain't very friendly. You see stuff that you won't see usually. I've overdosed once. I've almost died a couple times because my heart almost exploded. But thank God I never did. But I'm getting off track here. But after that 30 minutes was over, I awoke. I looked up. There was my dad sitting next to me. He was asleep. I looked up. I said, "Thank you, God, for opening my eyes." And well, ever since then, I've been trying to live righteous. And that's about everything I had to say.
How long have you known the Lord, Chris?
What would you say? It'd be about a couple years?
Well, I knew you ever since you was a little bitty thing,
Yeah.
when I lived up on 9th.
When did you come to know Jesus?
Oh, that's about a couple of years.
Yeah, about a couple years ago, Rick led me to the Lord, but I know now that Rick was being used by the Lord to lead me into the righteous life. I mean, it's just
How soon after your experience did you talk to Rick?
a couple days later. Because something told me I was going down 6th Street, and I did not know where Rick lived. And I always was wondering, well, if that man I met up on 9th Street, where does he live now? Well, I was going down 6th Street, barely. I was flying. Next thing I know, I see a kid working on a bike. Well, an old man working on a bike.
Had a long beard then.
And I stopped because I was interested in bikes at the time. I still am. And I looked at him, I was like, "What you doing?" He goes, "I just got to fix this." I was like, "Wait a second, I recognize you." He goes, "Wait a second, who, what?" I was like, "Did you live on 9th Street? You had a dog named Bubba?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm that kid that was behind you." And ever since then, we acted like friends.
Chris, this might not have happened. You might have took whatever you took. You might have been dying and actually going to hell.
Yeah.
Because I believe you go to hell as soon as you die. My dad died a horrible death at 43. He drank himself to death. And my aunt said he had a look of horror on his face when he went out of this world. I'm not saying you did, but you could have been dying, and that might have been, and God seemed fit to have mercy on you and bring you back.
Yeah, well, whatever happened, I'm glad to be still kicking.
Amen. Thank God.